Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore and our Human Paladin. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. Today we're starting things off in Stormwind. We've got 2 quests to turn in. We'll see what the follow-ups look like. And then I did decide to head back to Darkshire and see if we can collect any more quests that we might have left alone for a while. That might make sense to do now. Some of the quests that we reviewed in the previous episode for Duskwood are pretty tough. We've got like Worgen and we've got the Ogre Mound. We do have an upgraded weapon though now, so those quests might be a little bit easier. But we'll see what else we can pick up back in Darkshire.
Hello.
Hello, Colin. Hello again, Sedelian. Have you already returned from the Vale in Stone Talon with those scales?
See you later.
This is perfect, Sedelian. Thank you greatly. Perhaps one day in the future I'll be able to help you as you have helped me.
Have a good one.
Alright, no follow-ups from Colin Warren. We did pick up a wand that we can vendor. It's a pretty fast wand. It deals arcane damage. And our next quest is going to be for the missing diplomat. And we have to go to Stormwind Keep for that one. I was thinking what else could be, what could be waiting for us back in Darkshire, and I think we could start the Legend of Stalvin quest line, just because there is a lot of running around for that one. There's a lot of stuff we can do for it. I don't know if we can actually take on Stalvin himself. Might be a little bit too early. But we can at least take care of that while we're down here in the middle of the Eastern Kingdoms. We'll see how far we get with it. We'll get some experience out of it. But there probably won't be a whole lot of killing. It would just be nice to wait on the Ogre Mound quests and the rest of the Worgen quests until we're 32 and we get that upgraded armor set. Right now I'm not sure we're particularly well equipped to deal with several quests that are at our level. Looks like we need to head up all the way. Say hi to Bolvar and Anduin. And we'll speak with Bishop DeLavy.
Well met.
Hello, Sedelian. I am Bishop DeLavy. No doubt if you're asking me about my business here in the Keep, then young Thomas has succeeded in requisitioning you to help our kingdom. He has always been adept at following my requests. I'm afraid I don't have time to elaborate much, so allow me to be blunt, and please try to keep this from becoming common knowledge.
Be careful.
Recently, a diplomat was sent to Theramore to meet with Jaina Proudmoore. That diplomat never arrived. I believe the Defias are involved in this plot, but I'm not sure how. The diplomat's disappearance still eludes public attention, but it can't remain that way for too long. Agents of the king are already scouring the city for clues, but I have my own contacts I would like involved. In the Valley of Heroes is an old friend of mine named Jorgen. Find him, give him this note, and follow his instructions.
Light bless you.
Alright, let's exit the keep and find Jorgen. Valley of Heroes. Is he talking about the entrance to the city, I guess? I can't imagine there would be a better place for the Valley of Heroes. So I guess that's where we'll head. We can read the letter. Let's see what it says. Jorgen, my fears have come true, and they have acted in ways I never thought capable. Never did I think they would get this close, but they have. Please help the bearer of this note and send them to him. In all honesty, I think he'll aid us because of the seriousness of this matter. If it were any other threat, he would probably continue to ignore us and the problems of our fair city. Thank you, you old fisherman. I am indebted to you as always. Your friend DeLavy. Alright, let's find out who him is. I see a player in the distance, but I don't see Jorgen yet. I'm assuming he's here somewhere. I don't see the icon on the minimap though, just yet. Okay, there he is. He must be a supplier. No, I guess not. Just kind of a random fisherman.
You need something?
You better have good reason to interrupt a man in his fishing. I don't take kindly to peddlers, let alone beggars.
Have a good one.
Jorgen looks up at you through squinted eyes. All right, I'll help you, but not because I want to, but because I'm obligated. And let's get one thing straight. You're knowing far more than you should to begin with. Let's keep this our little secret, and don't go blabbing at any taverns about anything you find out. Understand? Take this here note to Elling Trias. Don't say nothing else to him. Just be polite and wait for him to respond. And don't worry, he will. I'm gonna only impress this on you once more, Sedelian. Treat this matter seriously and keep your yapper shut. You can find Trias at his cheese shop in Trias's Cheese in the Trade District. Good luck.
See you around.
Another note. It is a sealed note, so we cannot read it. We've arrived at Trias's Cheese. Trias. Not sure what to make of the name. He's upstairs though.
Greetings.
Hello, Sedelian. Is there something I can do for you? Perhaps you'd like to try some of our special Trias cheddar. Or a block of Darnasian blue.
Be careful.
I'm sorry, a letter for me? Well, I'll be. Not often you get a delivery that's not a crate or barrel when all you do is work. Let's see what this is about. Elling looks up at you while he opens the letter. You look a little tense. You okay, Sedelian?
See you later.
Jorgen, you old son of a... you old son of a... God. So, that's how it's gonna be, huh? Alright, I can deal with that. I hope he finds the twisting nether that much sooner. Here's what's gonna happen, Sedelian. I'll start using my contacts here, but you're doing most of the footwork, so I save some coin. Head to Darkshire in Duskwood and find Watcher Bacchus. He usually patrols the North Road right outside of town. Just tell him you're looking into any Defias activity for me, and he'll help you out with any information he can.
For the Alliance.
So we've got the sealed note back, and we have some direction, which is nice. Awesome. So we'll head over to the flight path, and we'll get over to Darkshire, and we'll pick up some other quests that we might find.
Light be with you. For the Alliance.
All right, to Darkshire we go. Yeah, so I think the plan is we'll work on the missing diplomat. We'll just keep going with that, I think, for now. But if we don't find any like kill or collect quests within Darkshire that we can feel good about, feel comfortable with, then we'll pick up the Legend of Stalvin and we'll start running around the place, running around Westfall, Elwyn Forest, go around in circles for a bit, and at least get up to the point where we can take on Stalvin himself if we choose to. Should be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of good story in this quest, a lot of reading. I think a lot of cool stuff to dive into. Landed in Darkshire. Let's check all of the houses. I should check the houses on the hill too, just in case we are missing something. I think there's something up the road here. Like a structure. I don't know if there's a quest, but we should probably check it out. Let's just not get too close to the Deadwind Pass. That's not going to be good news for us. We actually haven't gone up this way before, so I'm curious. Beggar's Haunt. So far I don't see anything. I thought there was like some sort of tower up here or something. Yeah, okay. I was right. There is some sort of tower. I guess let's check out the tower first. This might be actually along the main road. Ooh, okay. Apothecary Faustin, level 40. Alright, well let's not bother him. We'll leave him to do whatever it is that he's looking to do. Really cool area back here, though. We've lost like some of that Duskwood atmosphere back here. Like that like bluish, grayish haze that's over the zone. Got some sort of important tomb or something here. Or a human of some kind. I don't see any plaques to click on though. I wonder if this is used for anything. I don't ever remember having a quest back here. It's a neat little area though. No quests to be had, so let's go back to Darkshire. See if we can find anything else. See if we can find anything extra. Check the houses real quick. Check with Madame Eva last, because she gives us the Stalvin quest. Your quest,
What
you
can I
still
do?
have, yeah, that's for the stockades. We definitely don't need that. And the good old Scarlet Raven Tavern. I don't see anything in here either. I guess we have less to do in Duskwood than I originally thought. I don't think there's anybody upstairs. Some tailoring
Well met.
suppliers. All right,
Light be with you.
let's pick it up. Last night, a horrible disturbance rippled through my veins. I sensed that my granddaughter, Alyssa, was in great danger. I consulted the cards, and death stared up at me from the table. After taking a long journey through a dark trance, I was able to uncover a clue to this terrifying mystery. A name came to me, the name of Stalvin. Seek out the clerk in the town hall and see if you can find out more about this character. I fear for us all.
Be careful.
It's crazy that they have you run all over the place for this guy. You pick up a bunch of lore about him and whatnot, and he's like located just north of town or something. If I remember correctly.
How are you?
Hello, Daltrey.
Safe travels.
Stalvin, eh? Let me check the town registry. Stalvin, let's see. Ah, here we go. I have a record of Mr. Stalvin Mismantle. The last recorded address is the Moonbrook Schoolhouse. My talk about My, talk about outdated. Do me a favor, will you, friend? If you happen to go out to Moonbrook, let me know if you get any update on this fellow. I like to keep the records clean.
See you around.
Yep. First, before we head over to Moonbrook, let's head north for the missing diplomat. And look out for Watcher Bacchus. Usually patrols the North Road. Okay. Yeah, okay, I can see the dot.
Greetings.
Not too safe to be traveling about in the woods, Sedelian. Be careful, and if you see anything suspicious or dangerous, contact the Watchers immediately. Don't try and take anything on yourself. We're not responsible for anything terrible that might happen to you. Listen, guy, I'm a paladin. I'm kind of built for this zone. But we both know you're going to ignore me and fight whatever comes out of the darkness anyway, don't we? Yeah, you adventurer types. All the same.
For the Alliance.
Oh, Trius sent you, huh? That's a little different. Feel free to fight whatever monstrosities come at you from the darkness. I'm sure you'll be able to handle it pretty easily if you're the type to be hanging around with the likes of him. So, what does my friend need of me on such a gloomy day as this?
Be careful.
Defias activity? Well, there's always some activity. Even if they keep to themselves, we consider them a threat. But now that I think about it, there was a recent sighting that seemed odd. It must have been a couple weeks ago, but some of their agents had gathered around Addles' stead from the report. I'd guessed something big went down. Why don't you check there first and bring back anything you find? The farmstead is south of the road from Westfall, just as you enter Duskwood. Find the Defias docket. Okay. Find the Defias docket. I'm assuming that's some sort of like document or something. Is that what that means? In any case, we are probably going to deal with Moonbrook first. Because it should be a fairly short run from Moonbrook to Addles' stead. It's about the same if we were to just run there from Darkshire. Let's take the flight to Sentinel Hill and then we'll investigate Moonbrook first.
What can I do for you? See you around.
At Sentinel Hill. Got some early morning ambiance here in Westfall, which is nice. Alright, let's get to the Moonbrook Schoolhouse and figure out what our next clue is going to be. I think I've said it before in previous episodes too, and even in other series, but The human storyline is just so good. I wish that all the other races would have gotten the same attention. You know, if only the Blizzard team back then had more time to kind of work through everything. Just because the human quest lines are some of the only ones where you actually get to backtrack into older areas. You know, long after you've outleveled them. And it's just not the same for, you know, any other race, really. There are very few instances where you have to go back to your starting area, for example. I would love to see races, especially such as, like, you know, the Forsaken, be expanded upon. And having to go back to parts of Tirisfal. I mean, I guess you get that a little bit when you have to go back, when you know, go back to Tirisfal for the Scarlet Monastery, I suppose. Even that could have been expanded upon further. And it would have been really, really cool to see. Alright, I think this is the old schoolhouse, though. Should be able to find something over here. Box of assorted parts. I don't think that's what we're looking for. We'll click on it anyway. Some engineering supplies. We do have a box here, though. The old footlocker creaks open. You find a dusty, unsent letter in the old footlocker. And a forlorn spirit has spawned. Toil not in matters of the past, Sedalian. Oh, a 10-minute curse. That's yucky. Curse of Stalvin. Luckily, we're going to be doing a lot of running around, so I'm not too concerned about it, but this is going back to Clerk Daltrey. A dusty, unsent letter. We can read this while we make our way back to the main road and head back into Duskwood. To the Honorable Headmaster Krillian. My former master, I write to you so that you might know what your apprentice has been doing of late. Paying heed to your advice, I sought to build my knowledge and wisdom through travel outside of the gates of our beloved Stormwind. My journeys took me to many places, but I have decided to take up residence here in the lovely town of Moonbrook. The surrounding fields of Westfall are most beautiful as the harvest approaches. Within just a few days of my visit, I found myself tutoring the local children from the nearby farmlands. The lessons went so well that the town mayor commissioned me to run a school, and construction has begun on a brand new schoolhouse. From Silverpine to Stormwind, and now Moonbrook, who would have guessed I would see so much of Azeroth? Warm regards, Stalvin Mistmantle. So I guess he used to live in Silverpine. That's very interesting. That's definitely part of the quest that I do not remember. Part of the lore, I should say. I wonder where in Silverpine. Spirewood Village would be, I guess, a good guess. I figured like any humans that settled in Silverpine would be of either Alterac or Gilneas descent. So yeah, I mean maybe Stalvin was from Gilneas. Lovely, gross animation that we're going to have to deal with for the next 9 minutes or so. Some green gas and some flies. That's lovely. We're back in undead territory. We're going to head over to Addles' Stead. We've already been there once already. And we're looking for a Defias Docket. Not sure if that's just going to be all about killing random Defias, or if it's something that we actually have to pick up off the ground or something. We're entering Addlestead off of the main road. Decided not to go through the entrance. We just got to be careful because there's probably going to be some stealth Defias that we'll have to deal with. Level 25, it should be easy enough to deal with. Poisons to cleanse. That's going to get annoying after a while. I guess we'll try to enter this building right in front of us. Oh, wow, these enchanters really hit hard. Yeah, tons of damage there. Have to be aware of that as we enter. I mean, we should probably check out that house over there first before we enter the barn. Barn's probably not going to have... It's probably more likely that we'll find something in the house, but I guess we'll see. Double enchanters. Well, I'll see if I can see. Yeah, I see a Defy strong box in the house there. That must be where it is. Alright, so we're gonna have to take on 2 enchanters at once. That's already kind of scary. I think we'll be able to do it as long as we our resources are all filled up and ready to go. So we might see the use of Lay on Hands, though, again. I think we had to use Lay on Hands once in the previous episode. How do I want to do this? You know what? I think I'll take out these night blades over here and I'm gonna bring them around the house because it'll allow me to line of sight them potentially. I think it'll go over better that way. And our Curse of Stalvin will fall off by that point too. There's anything else back here, so I just threw up Seal of Light. We'll get our mana and health back up to full. I'll Judgment the first one, and then I'll drag them behind the house, hopefully. Doesn't look like there's anything behind us that'll get in our way. Very good job of resisting, that's for sure. So far. Let's get this shield up. Getting hit by double there would probably not be good. Let's get maxed out. Alright, one's dead. And we're back at full health pretty much, so I feel pretty comfortable about dealing with this other one. Oh my god, wow, yeah. Imagine trying to do this quest at like level 28, 29. I think this would be significantly more difficult because, man, we resisted like everything that they threw at us. And it's probably only because we were 4 or 5 levels higher. Let's open up the strong box. Hopefully we'll find what we need. Defias Docket. Our first plan has already failed. Fist was successful in switching the guard roster for the tunnel shifts that evening, but due to some unforeseen efforts by some of the citizens of Stormwind, our target was able to flee from the scene before we could capture him. But we planned for such contingencies. Plan 2 has been set in motion and was well underway before our ambush was set off in Stormwind. Plan 2 is just as simple, but will require more patience on our part. Our man on the inside in Menethil has already been paid for his efforts, and he succeeded brilliantly. We should have no problem acquiring our target and capturing him once we've set sail. Expect the attack to happen a few miles from their destination. That's where our allies will be laid in waiting. I'm not sure why we've been forced to form an alliance with the creatures, but I can't help but feel we're being coerced ourselves. Ultimately, it won't matter. With the target in our custody, we'll be well on our way to taking back Stormwind from those that stole it from us. So we got somebody in cahoots over in Menethil Harbor. And we are to bring this back to who? Back to Watcher Bacchus. Okay. Alright, let's get back to the main road and we'll take a nice leisurely walk through Duskwood back to Darkshire. Stitches on the road there. Also pretty lucky that he is orange to us now, so I think at the very least if he started hitting us we could potentially get away. I don't know if he's considered more of a boss or just a simple elite with just like more health. It's like I'm not sure if like stunning him would work or if like using turn undead would work. That would be another way that we could escape. Let's do our business here in Darkshire quickly, because he will enter town.
You need something?
Cleric Daltrey for the Legend of Stalvin. Ah, I remember you. You're the one who was asking about that Stalvin fellow. Did you ever find what you were looking for?
See you later.
Interesting. So the chap did spend some time in Moonbrook after all. It is rather odd the letter never got delivered. Nonetheless, I shall update the registry.
See you around.
Oh my. Must have missed this the first time. In the registry, right beneath the first address for Stalvin, there's another one listed, only partially scratched out. Looks like he was headed to the Lion's Pride Inn over in Goldshire. Might want to check there, Sedalian.
Have a good one.
Very well. Got the bell ringing here. And we'll go ahead and look for Watcher Bacchus. Looks like he decided to just sit there and hang out. I'm pretty sure this is where we talked to him before.
King's honor, friend.
Be careful out there, Sedalian. I know Trius was the one that sent you here, but that doesn't mean there isn't anything lurking out in the woods that couldn't cause you some trouble. Especially with you investigating the Defias.
Light bless you.
You're back safe and sound. Couldn't ask for much more than that, could you? Now, let's see what we have here. This looks pretty official, as far as any Defias documents I've seen, but it could be a dupe just to throw you off track of whatever it is you're looking for.
Be careful.
Whoa, this looks way too complex to be something to just lead you astray. I shouldn't even be looking at this stuff. Take it to Trius, he'll be able to make sense of it. And don't let anyone get in your way. This is bigger than me. Might even be bigger than him, but we'll see. And do me a favor, Sedalian. Don't tell anyone I helped you. If my superiors found out I knew about any of this and didn't share it with them, they'd probably hang me.
For the Alliance.
Fair point. Alright, so we're heading back to Stormwind. I'm gonna cut through this little patch of farmland here. Looks like Stitches still hasn't reached his destination. I just saw a player run out there.
Can I help you?
Let's get back to Stormwind, and we will, as kind as we can, remove those buffs that priest keeps giving us. Stow that away. Alright, so we've got a quest to turn in at Stormwind, and we have to go back to Goldshire. The missing diplomat questline will eventually come to a screeching halt for us at some point, as I think it's a chain that goes all the way to like 60, because I think that's the Onyxia chain, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's I think it might be related, because I think this is all about how Varian was captured and essentially where his whereabouts are, since he's notably missing from Vanilla. We'll see. Classic raining in Elwyn, but bright and sunny here in Stormwind. Let's get back to Trius. Mr. Cheeseman, what do we do next?
Hey there.
I see you're back, and in one piece. We both know you're not here for cheese, so let's cut out the pleasantries. Was Bacchus any help? Or have you even left for Duskwood yet?
Be careful.
Yeah, this is an interesting read. Jorgen and Delavi were smart to bring me in on this. Seems the Defias have been trying pretty hard to complete this plan of theirs. What's this? Fist? That's a familiar name.
See you later.
Yeah, now that I think about it. Dashel something. What was his name? Fist. Dashel Stonefist. They call him Fist in some circles, probably on account that he likes to get in brawls. You can find him in Old Town, usually, right smack dab in the center of it. Go talk to him. If you have to, use a sword or something heavy and blunt to persuade him to open up some. And don't hesitate. If he's in this as deep as these papers suggest, then he's not going to give you any information willingly. Speak to Dashel Stonefist
See you around.
in Stormwind. Let's do it. Let's get over to Old Town. So I imagine he's back in this alleyway here. There he is. Ah, he's a dwarf. I guess that makes sense.
What's on your mind?
Nice. What? You come into me, alley, and ask questions about my personal business. Business you obviously have nothing to do with.
What's your back?
Yeah, you're obviously not the smartest paladin to come into Stormwind, but you're about to be one of the dumbest to never leave. Have you met my friends?
Up with you.
Yeah, you're gonna get it? Okay. Ooh, actually, this might actually be a little bit tougher than I thought, but we'll focus on Dashel here. Okay, enough fighting. No one else needs to get hurt. These Old Town thugs still look like they're, Okay, looks like they're going back to their spots.
Here there.
So you came to me for a reason. What is it you need?
Be good.
So yeah, I might know something about that meeting at Addlestead. Happened a few weeks back, I think. I really didn't have any part in it. My part was done when a Plan A failed. Damn adventurers. The guy we got on the inside for Plan B came out of Menethil. Guy called him Slim. That's all I know regarding their backup plan.
What's your back?
Slim, okay. Let's go back to Mr. Trius. And if I had to guess, he's probably going to send us to Menethil, which we'll take care of after we deal with the rest of the Stalvin chain. Lots of action in Stormwind today, which is nice. Feels good to be running around the city for a reason other than professions or class ability upgrades and whatnot. The bank, I suppose.
What can I do for you?
Alright, Mr. Elling, good to see you still alive, Sedelian. So it went well with Dashel then, huh? I've been reading up some more on this plan of theirs, and although it doesn't state the name of the diplomat they were after, it does talk about this Plan B they enacted after failing on their first attempt to capture him. This Slim that Dashel mentioned doesn't have any other name written here, but if you say he's in Menethil, then that's a start.
Have a good one.
A contact of mine retired in the wetlands at the harbor city of Menethil. He should be willing to help you on your word alone if you tell him you're working for me. His name is Mikhail. He mentioned becoming a bartender before leaving Stormwind a few years ago. Speak to him, find this Slim, and find out if there's anything else to know about this kidnapped diplomat. We need to find out where they've taken him, or at least who he is. The docket doesn't mention anything about their plans after he's captured.
Be careful.
Speak with Mikhail back at Menethil Harbor. So he's going to be within the Deepwater Tavern, if I had to guess. And I think that's going to do it for today, guys. In the next episode, I think we'll continue with the Stalvin quest line. We'll go as far as we can. It'll probably take us all the way to killing Stalvin himself. I don't think we're going to be ready for that, but we'll see when we get there. And then from there, who knows? We've got a lot of options, I think, that we can work around. But in the meantime, as always, I appreciate you all so much for watching. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.